Alright. Let's go. This is it. The finale. Oh, I did not change the name of this. I didn't change any of this. So I'm intelligent, is what I'm trying to tell everyone. So let's do this. Let's go. Level 8 kill stream. Alright, it is the distant future year of 20XX and oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it to 20XX plus 1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often it feels like it could snap at any moment. Mirrored in depression and a supposed family curse, then lifted up by my amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by the International House of Pogs project, and now descending farther due to a series of bad coincidences culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. But today I'm back to the International House of Pogs and ready to work, despite being on crutches. Normally I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. IHOP! Yes, we are back at IHOP. Not exactly the sight I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mrs. Defame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at a local arcade spread over social media like wildfire. Gavin had filled me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone, and the ghost monsters wiped our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side? Sooner ghost monsters apparently never came back, but even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. It's just so... This entire situation is completely fucked up. I'd put my fist through a wall in rage if not for the fact that I'd have to pay for drywall replacement myself. Those damn kids and their gangland throwdown ruined everything. Even without Defame's nuclear review looming over us, we're still losing. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get the good word out, somehow, correct this PR disaster. No, Patrick. Seated behind the ticket desk with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty, only for a week minimum, doctor's orders. I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey Iris, are we... Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media, like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. Nope, it's totally wiped and my file recovery system's failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cyber criminals. Like, they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the word ghost monsters in any of the articles I've found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts. Well, not literally ghosts. I just mean they clean their tracks very efficiently. Effectively was right the first time. Yeah, got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? At least the whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I'm too short for the camera angle. Give me 1 second. There we go. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs. Before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is.
Greetings, friends.
It is I, Hamza, here to discuss matters of great import with my good friend and worthy ally, Tori Brain. Hi, Hamza. I sense a distinct lack of energy in your greeting, likely due to your sorrowful state after being shot. Hobbling along on crutches isn't fun, but no, that's not the problem. Regardless, you must always face the day with fire and purpose, Tori Brayley.
Such is the iron will of Hamza.
Only with an absolute will of iron, strong and resilient against that which assails you, can you achieve absolute victory in the world of arcade games. Pardon my lack of fire, just pondering how to deal with this reputation situation.
This displeases Hamza.
Indeed, those foul miscreants truly soiled our trousers of decency on opening day. What? Hamza, what? Such misbegotten youth must pay for their insolence. What is your cunning plan for completely and utterly destroying them? I was thinking more along the lines of a PR campaign to rebuild public trust. Far less exciting, but Hamza will assist in any way possible. You hold within you tremendous power of persuasion. Hamza has witnessed this firsthand. Your people skills are unmatched.
Perfection.
Believe in me who believes in you, and strike forth into this world to re-establish our business as one of sublime arcade majesty. Right. So, like, advertising or something? Hamza suspects you will require a grander statement than some mere billboard. The violent incident made a splash. You, my friend, must make a tsunami, one which will wash away the blood and leave us clean. If only such opportunity would simply walk through those doors and lay its bounty before us. This could be a simple matter. Hold that. We've got a customer. Hello, welcome to... Good morning.
Dekonami.
Good day, mister. Hold on, I'm trying to come up with your name. Hanson, Harrison, something starting with an H. Please excuse Hamza, Tori Brayley. I must return to my kitchen to forcibly restrain by my chefs, lest I commit a crime against humanity. What an eccentric fellow. Stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrow arch as he takes note of the people, or rather the lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. Why would anyone want to come to such a mediocre arcade when the premium Deco's Palace experience is available to them? I'd estimate you have maybe a month at best before you close down. I'm looking forward to purchasing this land. Maybe I'll make it a fun zone, or just a parking lot. Yes, a parking lot, and I shall call it the Brayley Memorial Parking Lot. Would be a fitting tribute. The evil route of joining him? I'm not dead yet. You open an arcade in the middle of gang territory. It's a reasonable assumption you'll collect a few more bullets along the way. Nope, I can't handle this, not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens, how quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not here to participate in your sad attempt at an esports community. Really, how can you hope to compete with so few games and such meager prizes?
No. I'm here to make one final offer. This is against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us. But let it not be said that Dekonami is an unforgiving or cruel person. If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you.
Okay, obviously I want to say no to this fabulous offer. But at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so that I have something resembling a future? No! This is a vampire! Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? Fuck yeah, I'm ready to sell out completely. I do have a few terms and conditions, however. I'm going to require $500,000 a year, including stock options in Deco's Palace. I'll need some cars, the kind you see on fancy 80s cop shows. A 50-room mansion with the majestic overlook of the ocean, servants to feed me grapes, my own TV and movie franchise about my amazing exploits. And if you could throw in, oh, your kidneys, that'd be great too. Kidneys go for a lot on the open market. So deal? I'll take that as a no.
So be it.
I guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt out husk of your business once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do, Miss Braley. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. And immediately I take notice. Play it cool, don't let on, just test the waters. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought that gang was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after the absurd ancient video game reference. Of all the childish, immature... He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again, Miss Braley. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. Good day. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull out my phone to verify something. Eris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh yes, I've analyzed them all. Did you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone. I'm calling another Wakejervintspiracy. Hooray! Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, message sent. I'll need everyone's help to fill in gaping holes in my plan, but at least now I have a plan. It's time for one last-ditch effort to save International House of Pogs. Dun dun dun. Hamza's restaurant in the back of the arcade made for an ideal gathering place. We picked out the largest tables, one where we could easily speak to each other. Calm has returned once more after the very sight of Deco Nami caused a red mist of rage to descend upon Hamza.
Revel in the splendor.
Can Hamza interest anyone in only the finest of spicy buffalo wings, or perhaps a diet soda? And good, thanks. Sure, I'll have a soda. Yum. This was it. This was where we'd make our last stand. I looked around the room, at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded to each one of them, determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree what happened wasn't our fault. Yes, someone else screwed us over. Every problem we face could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and Lovely Chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. It's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Deco Nami.
Deco Nami.
I love Hamza. The beast that wears human skin. Yes, surely he is to blame. Hamza is admittedly uncertain as to how, but Hamza is also perfectly willing to go along with this idea. Good Hamza. Earlier when he was taunting me, he slipped, mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved, thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So, how did Deco know about them? Answer: Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
What? Seriously?
Hmm.
In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I saw it, because we did first see them at Deko's palace. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise, and the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Mrs. Defame showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Tori. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. Remember talking to Clyde? They were very nice and friendly. And then Mrs. Defame showed, and...
Oh my!
My gosh, wait, do you think Mrs. Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she's knowingly involved. But Deko may have gotten when she'd be showing up and took advantage.
What if?
But you don't think... Deko wouldn't stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect for a fellow elder business owner. But to Deko Nami, Tori is basically pawn scum. Thanks? To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated the bullet-riddled finale of the evening. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have needed a shooting to ruin us. Negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with a gang would have been awful. If Mrs. Defame reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it'd spell doom, even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deko back to the ghost monsters other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Tori. I doubt he'd ever admit to this on record. Eris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. I know a few of the local cops and how they think. They're not looking into the ghost monsters. Odds are they aren't actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly. Oh, odds are they are looking into the ghost monsters quietly. Which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's too much to hope that Deko simply confesses to orchestrating the incident, which ruined us.
Come on!
Ugh, that slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Tori. Try to elaborate. Elaborate for me as well. Well, if Deko won't confess his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sense some tension from Deko about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters, get them to turn on their employer, and confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from the sewer herself that the incident was all thanks to Deko's scheming, it'll clear the good name of the International House of Pogs. This plan is foolproof. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Okay, so this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan, kind of sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find, and ask them to politely betray the guy who's paying them a lot of money. Between this and the shooting, I'm worried your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Tori. That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us. Deko and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. It's true, Tori was willing to give them another chance and hear out their side of things before. Sue really seems to like International House of Pogs. If there's some disagreement between her and Deko about our arcade, that could be why. Exactly, I think I can get through to her if I try. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Find an unfindable bunch of ghosts. Ones Iris can't even track down. And that's where you all come in. all options on the table, I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm going to rely on it for this final conflict. Now, if we could just find her. For that, I need their help, and that means I need to motivate them, like a true leader would. Friends, we don't have a choice. The path to realizing our dreams lies in turning Sue's heart against Deco Nami. We have to try. I know it's a risk, I know I'm reaching, and I might even be completely wrong, but we have to take the chance. If we don't, then Deco will happily destroy us. He doesn't believe in following your spirit, in making what you want from life come alive. All he cares about is money and doesn't care how he makes it. I won't let him do that to International House of Pogs like he did to the Funplex. Please, all I need from you is your support. Will you help me? I told you that I would protect our dreams. That holds true even today. Yes, I'll help you. Together, we can accomplish great things. I'm willing to fight for my dream. I want International House of Pogs to be everything I've ever loved about arcades. Yes, let's do this. It's the proper attitude, Tori. We will protect what we love together. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles start to appear. We're all on board. Now to just determine the how of the plan. Decision. Finding the ghost monsters.
Perhaps.
The risk of stating the obvious. Why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. Not certain about showing up and just asking them to open their files to us, but you're correct. The police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. He is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's Donut Shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies, or rather, a chainsaw.
Ooh.
That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll carve us up with the switchblades. Could go either way. I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation is a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers, no thank you. Although the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Tori first met the ghost monsters at Deco's Palace, yes? They're regulars there, so we investigate Deco's Palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue, thanks to Tori remaining diplomatic about all of this. We should keep that going. I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deco's Palace, I'd get mashed into paste by his private security goons. But my face wouldn't. Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular. And you didn't pay much attention to me when I was attending that business dinner with you. I hazard I could join her without any issue. Yeah, we could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Tori, I'll do it. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas. I mean, well, you could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep, I even used Yahoo, Bing, Alta Vista, and Web Crawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I meant checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? She may have an account there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try to open up to like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's got to be lurking in one of those places. Oh wait, I know. If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you.
Of course. And with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that she can't miss it. I suggest we use a public internet access point to keep it from being traced back to the International House of Pogs, though. Ooh, road trip. Road trip! I can tell from Gavin wincing at this, he's not a fan. But he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
Good work.
I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky. But it just might work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky. So is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deco's palace. So is... Okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky, given how many social media companies actually door trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars. But it could annoy Sue. I will check my stats. What's the best path forward? Before I can decide it, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but Tori, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today. I'm just on crutches. I'm not in an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile. Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You'd have to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by it yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. While you're out and about, I guess I'll get some rest, so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good? Sounds good. These are my friends. I trust them entirely, and I trust that each of these options will work for getting us what we need. So now the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Tori seal of approval? Okay, so I don't know how to check my stats. Gonna save. About? No. So I apparently can't check my stats. At least I can't figure out how. So it has to be one of the bottom two. Not gutsy. Not gutsy at all. I don't think I'm that level-headed or whatever the balanced one is. So it's either quirky or kind. I think kind. I think this one. We're gonna do this one. I think our best bet is to keep things quiet. Not involve the police or criminals, not troll the internet, just ask around for some of Sue's friends. Juniper, Percy, you two head off to Deco's palace and see what you can learn. It's less likely to backfire. At worst, you get arrested for loitering around the place. Or you get your butts kicked by security, I guess. Right. We'd best be moving along then. You can count on me, Tori. That's right. She could count on me always. Tori and I have been friends for years, and we'd be BFFs for so many years to come. I knew I'd be by her side forever and a day. Okay, so I wouldn't be by her side today. I'd be at Deco's palace looking for clues, like a teenage mystery sleuth. But I was by her side in spirit. Tori is always solving all these problems for her other friends at the arcade, always going on crazy adventures and getting into trouble, all while I stayed on the sidelines. But now it's time for Juniper's Day in the Sun. Or Juniper's Day under the fluorescent tube lighting, anyway. I've never been to Deco's Palace before. I went to Las Vegas once, though, and this place very much resembles a bad off-strip casino. Pulsating lights flashing everywhere, the constant chirps from the games, and not to mention that heavy smell like greasy fried chicken. Not a pleasant aroma, is it? I noticed you wrinkling your nose. I don't really like junk food. I mean, it's all you can swing when you're poor and don't have much free time, but I prefer cooking proper meals myself, you know? Ah, but the target demographic of Deco's Palace adores anything deep fried and or coated in sugar, you see. So have you given any thought to how we'll track down someone who knows our elusive, ghostly friends, then? Simple! It's the process of elimination. We're looking for teenagers, right? So we can rule out any kids or adults here. Plus, Sue and her friends are delinquents. We'll find some young miscreants. We'll find our contact. So you're suggesting we wander up to random dangerous-looking teenagers and just start asking them?
Correctamundo.
It's foolproof. I think I may have a bit more scientific method in mind. When I visited Deco's Palace with Tori, I spotted someone resembling Sue playing this arcade version of Moopy. Of course, I didn't know at the time who the young lady was. If she's a fan of Moopy, perhaps one of her friends may be as well. When seeking out a ghostly individual, first check their usual haunting grounds, I say. Ooh, smart thinking. Okay, you hang around Moopy, I'll poke around elsewhere and see what I can find. Text me if you hit pay dirt.
Be seeing ya.
Very well, I'll be in touch. Pay dirt? Pay dirt? What is pay dirt? And then an hour passed with nothing. I asked around, but either nobody had heard of Sue, or they kind of went quiet and made an excuse to leave after I mentioned her name. Thought about it, like chasing down some of the folks who seem to know something, but maybe I'm just not gutsy enough. I don't get it. Tori makes this sort of thing look so easy. Or do I? I thought we could just roll on up to Deco's Palace, find someone who looked cyberpunky, get the info, bing bang boom, done. Instead, I'm nursing a watery iced tea at a soda fountain and poking a basket of french fries. After complaining about the greasy junk food, of course. Well, do you... Huh? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was asking if you wanted a refill on your iced tea. Oh, no, I'm good. Hey, do you know a young woman named Sue by any chance? About this tall, lavender hair, likes Moopy? I have other customers to attend to, excuse me. Well, poop butts. Maybe I've struck out. I'll admit, I didn't have much of a plan going into this one. I never have much of a plan, really. I couldn't even work up the nerve to leave that awful job until Tori gave me her approval. Like, I couldn't lay out my own plan for my life. Being an independent artist is hard work, but at least now I have something resembling a plan for my life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. I think that's why I admire Tori. Okay, so she needs a nudge now and then to get moving, but once she does get the lead out, nothing stands in her way. I need that kind of energy if I'm going to succeed today. I need to. Well, I need to not just sit on my butt eating french fries. I gotta get out there and make this happen. A notification from my phone snatched my attention, just as I was getting off my bar stool. Possible lead. Meet me at the Moopy game. This is it. My time to shine. Let's make it happen, Juniper. Well, we found someone. Takes seconds for me to get there. I can see Percy standing near some weird touchscreen version of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, which is being played by a little girl standing on a step stool.
I did it! I did it!
And if you hit the button, it makes the wizard man eat all the dots. Impressive. You've got wonderful timing, Miss Tia.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister. Ah, Miss Tia, this is my friend, Miss Juniper. Juniper, Miss Tia here was telling me all about her best friend, Miss Sue.
What?
She was?
Definitely.
I mean, yes, I see. Sue, right? Oh, wait, this isn't what I expected. I figured any friend of Sue's had to be some rough and tough tumble punk, not like a cute little package of smiles and sunshine. How does the leader of a gang of thugs end up friends with a kindergartner? Still, this was my chance. I had to go for it. Let's see. How would Tori handle introductions? Okay, time to put those years of babysitting practice to good work. Hello, Miss Tia. My name is Miss Juniper, and I'm very pleased to meet you. I hope we can be friends.
Hello.
I like making friends, unless you steal people's prize tickets. Those people are no good. Wasn't planning to. Okay, then we'll be friends. So, how do you know Miss Sue? Oh, Miss Tia was telling me that her brother is the chap we've come to know as Inky. I see. Is he around right now? The last thing we need is for one of the ghost monsters to notice us interrogating his sister for information. Nah, I'm here with my big sister, but she got bored and went off to talk with her friends and drink milkshakes. We come to this arcade lots and lots. My brother usually ignores me too, but Miss Sue is always very nice to me and tells great jokes. And she loves Moopy. She can make the wizard man eat all the dots every time. She taught me how to do it.
Yay!
You just gotta kick the game right here, and it'll look all funny for a moment, and then munch, 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 munch. And he ate all the dots right up. I see. Well, Miss Tia, I was hoping to talk to Miss Sue today. Do you know where she is? Or maybe your brother?
It's a secret.
I'm not supposed to tell nobody. Miss Sue said it was a secret. Okay, Juniper, time to use those powers of persuasion. What would Tori do in this situation? What would I do? I wish I could tell her the whole truth and be honest like Tori, but I'll have to be careful too. Miss Sue sounds like a great person, and I'd really love to be friends with her too. She knows a lot about games, right? Yep, Miss Sue knows everything about every game, all of them. I'd really like to talk to her about arcades. She visited my favorite arcade recently, but hasn't come back since then. I just want to talk to her about our arcade. And I promise you can keep the secret too. All I want to do is talk. I won't hurt her or anything. Well,
BFFs for life.
I understand you want to protect your friend. That's great. You're a great friend, and we'd like to be great friends too. I don't know. Okay, I'm feeling very weird about tricking a little girl at this point. Tori sent us here so we could be friendly and diplomatic. Even if it'd be super easy to dupe this kid, I should be a little more honest. Miss Tia, the thing is, someone's been very mean to my friend, Miss Tori. We're hoping Miss Sue can help us. That's really why we want to talk to her. We want to be friends with Miss Sue so she'll help us against this bully. Maybe she won't want to help us, but we have to try. Miss Tori believes in being kind to people. That's why she sent us here, to find someone who's friends with Miss Sue so we can make all this better again. Would you be willing to help us? If you don't want to, that's okay. We'd understand. I don't know. You seem nice, but you got a super duper double pinky swear promise that you just want to be friends with Miss Sue before I tell you. My smile is a bit forced as I extend my pinky finger. I hate coercing a kid into this sort of thing. What else can I do? We don't have any other leads. A super duper pinky swear promise. Okay. There's an really old arcade where my brother and Sue and her friends all hang out. It's not too far from my home. It's got so many games in it. Percy gets his phone out and starts trying to figure out the address based on her description of the area. I'm just relieved to be out of the spotlight as he translates from little girlies into workable mappies. Says here it's a warehouse owned by Nostalgia Commodities. It's a super big house, one with one huge room, a really tall ceiling and stairs and stuff.
Quite good.
Sounds accurate. Very well. Shall we depart? I'm sure Miss Tori is eager to make friends with Miss Sue. Since we're friends and stuff now, you know, Sue isn't really her name, right? Not her whole name, I mean.
It's a secret.
Her name's a secret, so I can't ask this poor girl to divulge any more secrets. I already feel a bit weird about this. But she motions for me to kneel down anyway, so she can whisper. Her name is... Al.
Pardon me?
Pardon? Okay, I gotta go find my big sister, bye! What was that about? I think I just figured out a lot of what's going on. Is she Deco's daughter? I'll tell you on the way back to International House of Pogs. Oh, there's something in my eyeball. Not only did we learn where Miss Sue was hiding out, but we may have just been handed a heck of a plot twist. Can't wait to get home and divulge this info to Tori. And now that I think about it, I'm glad I can help out my BFF. Tori means a lot to me. We've been friends for years and hopefully for many more years to come. All we have to do is get past this teensy little bump on the road, right? Just like stop a megalomaniac arcade czar from ruining all of our hopes and dreams using nothing more than a street address and a name. I'm betting she'll want Teo on her side when they confront Sue, of course, and that's okay. Had enough excitement for one day. I just hope that I did enough to give Tori the winning edge. It'll be game over for all of us. What is in my eyeball? I awaken to the sounds of pain, more specifically the groans of pain escaping from my own throat. Apparently getting shot in the leg hurts. Hurts a lot, and sleeping on the second-hand employee couch probably not the finest choice for rest. The nap was a definite necessity. However, I'm not operating at full speed anymore, and won't for a few weeks to come, but sleep didn't make my muscles any less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. But right now, I got 99 problems and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of International House of Pogs is what matters. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, Tori, you should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Goody. So have you gotten any thought to how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you go confront her? Well, usually I just sort of stumble through these things and decide stuff like that on the fly.
Ooh.
You know, those intense identity situations I've been tracking, the ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality. What, like where I can't play it cool and logical if I'm not particularly steady? Well, it's not so much that you can't, more that you shouldn't try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through it. And I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This would be a super intense identity situation, only one way through. When the time comes, you're going to have to take a stand based on your highest personality score. Not more numbers and systems. It's for your own good, Tori. I'm trying to help you make decisions that will save International House of Pogs, and that means being true to your spirit. And what's that mean exactly? According to my calculations, right now, your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be kindly. You've done a great job opening your heart to others and getting them to empathize with you. Do that with Sue and she'll be your friend in no time. And if I don't want to take that approach, it's a bit late to change who you are as a person, Tori. Remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a casual relationship. But with the help of your friends, you can maybe get some ideas, nudge things around a bit until you feel confident taking a different tactic than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now! Hey, feeling alright? Once again, Teo shows up holding a bouquet of elegant blossoms. This time, it's my second favorite flowers, and I smile in return. He hands them over to me before sitting beside me. You're too sweet. Not as sweet as you, and not as sweet as what I'm about to tell you. Juniper and Percy are much too innocent for their own good. They befriended a young girl who dished on Sue's whereabouts.
Exactly.
Pretty great, huh? Teo puts his hand atop mine and gives a little squeeze. And that's not all my love. We found out something that puts an interesting twist on this whole debacle. Sue has a last name, and it's an all too familiar one. It's Nami! Oh, don't stop now, tell me. Nami. I was right! Wow! Her real name is Tsunami. I didn't say it together. That's the first time I've said it together. That's like just like a name Patrick or Justin would come up with. Actually, that's too smart for Justin, I think. No offense, Justin, but you did name somebody Johnny Sue. I can't say it again. We've been assuming all along that the ghost monsters were guns for hire, paid off by Deco Nami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deco's daughter... Tsunami. Tsunami? Seriously? Deco should be tried in the Hage? For that one. Poor kid must have gotten it from all sides growing up with that kind of name. No wonder she turned to a life of crime. Maybe I'll be lucky and she'll be mad enough to punish him for the name by drowning him in a tidal wave. Maybe, maybe not. No way around this now. Okay, this changes everything. That's what I'm saying. This is an entirely different situation we found ourselves in. Family, for better or worse, makes everything more complicated. If they are anything like my family, it's gonna be a hard bond to break. But don't let me fill you with doubt. Not every family is close. If there's anything amiss, you'll be able to spot it and drive a wedge between them. Plus, picking up on subtleties is sort of my thing. You'll have me there to help you, right? Teo squeezes my hands once more, lifting them to his mouth. His lips grace my fingertips with delicate kisses. Teo. Our eyes meet and I melt into him. I want you with me at all times. Don't leave my side. Ever. I wasn't planning on it. I want to be by you, supporting you for a very long time. Like forever. Can't help but give in. I love you, Teo. Speaking of love and epic battles approaching, I'm more of a lover than a fighter, but I can switch if you need me to. I chuckle lightly, not missing the beat. He smiles coyly in my direction. But seriously, what can I do to aid you right now? What's the plan? Iris told me I only get one chance at this, that I need to go with whatever I do best. But if I talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. Honestly, I haven't thought too much about it. I'm open to ideas. How would you handle this? Sue is still very much a teenager, right? And what do teenagers do? Rebel. Precisely, and how do they rebel? By doing what they want when they want. They're all about having fun. Appeal to her sense of adventure and mischief. You're sure to win her over if you act as childish as she will. I'm the manager of an arcade. Of course I'm all about having a good time. If we can show her we're the better party people than her family, she might just join forces with us. Just for the heck of it. That's the fun-loving spirit that made me fall head over heels for you. I trust your decision with all my heart. You're amazing and you'll do great. Thanks, bub. Teo sweetly gives me a quick kiss on my nose. You take all the time you need. I'll just be waiting for you to say the word. He gives me a wink as he leaves me alone with my thoughts. Well, this is it. Either we sort this mess out, or International House of Pogs crashes and burns. Or I get killed, I guess. That's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. Don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I'm immortal until proven otherwise. But well, if this is the end, I probably should have some words with my friends before I march towards doom. If only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crunches, I swing my way out to the arcade proper to track down some folks. Let's see, I've already talked with Teo. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? Oh, I have to talk to all of them. Here we go. Naomi would be in her workshop, no doubt. I should check in with her, see how she feels about all of this. Looks like she's happily tinkering with some old 1980X arcade circuit board. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Tori. Good to see you. I remember when I first met her, she'd jump in surprise if I approached her like this. Seems those days are over now. I'm greeted with a warm smile. Listen, I'm heading out to talk to Sue soon, so I just wanted to talk a bit before I go.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll do great. In all the time I've known you, you've been terrific with people. Better than I've ever been, at least. anybody can sway her to our side, it's you. I mean, look at all this. She gestures arms wide to her surroundings. What, your workshop? No, I mean International House of Pogs itself. Look at everything you've built, and how did you do it? By talking to people, helping them understand your dream. You get what I mean, right? By being who you are, you can make miracles happen. Aha! My arcade empire shall feast on the corpse of Deco's palace, draw strength and nourishment from it, and emerge a new juggernaut of the industry.
Objection.
Yeah. Okay, that's pushing things a bit far, and I prefer small arcades to big, faceless corporate masses, even if you've got your name written on them. Still, I get what you mean. I admire the way you carry yourself with confidence. It's confidence I rarely have. Okay, now you're selling yourself short. I haven't known you not to speak your mind. Well, that's largely when I'm with people I trust to hear me out, or when I'm annoyed enough to not let something go. But I'm working on it. I'm getting better every day, and I've got you to thank for that. Well, I thank myself for making an effort, but you helped. So, how do you think I should approach Sue? Well, if it was me, not happy with how they ruined our opening day. Honestly, I'm downright miffed about it. I'd probably go at them like a fireball, because I am downright fierce. But I know that probably wouldn't work. Taking the high road is the better path. We've got a steep hill to climb here, making her flip on not only a partner in crime, but on her family. So you're gonna have to try to understand her heart. She kept saying she likes our arcade. Play into that. Be kind, understanding, empathetic. Challenging her ego and insulting her is definitely not going to work. Playing nice makes sense. You're right. I'll consider it. Believe me, I kinda want to kick her teeth in. But I know that's wrong. Even if we're never friends, we have to at least try to understand her. Better get back to work. Those replacement ROMs aren't gonna sock it themselves. Even if the arcade ends up closing down, I'm deciding to be optimistic. You can do it, Tori. Best of luck. Oh, hey, mind if I ask your opinion on something? Sure, what's up? What do you think of Gavin? Like, I mean, I know he's a money-grubbing, prize-game-loving stick-in-the-mud, but... well, ever since International House of Pogs and all of us working together, I don't know. Maybe he's softened up a bit? I think you're a good influence on him. Do you think he'd be the kind of person to put old arguments aside and, like, No, we've got to stay focused. We need to save the arcade. Forget I brought it up. After offering a brief hug of support, Naomi returns to her work. Naomi likes Gavin! Who else? Gavin. Find Gavin looming large over the arcade floor behind the ticket desk. Seems he was expecting me. So, our complications have developed complications? Seems to be the case. And you'd like my advice on the matter? Seems to be the case. Be clear with Sue, be honest, and be ready to rise to whatever challenge she poses to you.
Perhaps.
If you let her make the first move, you can counter move through improvisation. I know you're talented at it. Use that talent to let her set up her own traps and step in them. Treat her with respect, but in the end, she's just a kid. You can outthink a teenager, I'd like to believe.
Take this matter seriously.
If you take the situation seriously and approach with a clear mind, I have no doubt you'll win the date. Agreed? Sounds about right. Go in ready to form a strategy based on the conditions on the ground. Then play out that strategy with a calm hand. Precisely the way I'd handle it. You know, when you first came to the Funplex, I had serious doubts about you. I'd assume you'd just fill a seat and do the low-level labor while I focused on higher-order management tasks. So I've largely cut my distance, or tried to at least, out of professional respect. But I can't help but have come to know you over the time we've spent together. You're not a minimum wage trainee any longer. You've taken opportunity and run with it, developing not only the Funplex, but a whole new arcade as well. I know we're facing a difficult challenge. I'm not going to blindly assume everything will be just fine either.
Certainly.
But I know that if this is possible, if we can stave off bankruptcy, you will be capable of doing it. I'm not going down swinging. I'm winning this fight, and the fight after it, and the fight after it, and all the fights to come. I've got my word on that. Good, good. All that remains is for me to wish you the best in your efforts tonight. Do International House of Pogs proud. Do us all proud. Do IHOP proud! We're all counting on you, Naomi especially. I swore to protect her dream once, even if I've been inadequate at the task, unable to truly understand her heart. I hope she can forgive me for my earlier mistakes. Now that we're all playing together for International House of Pogs, I must admit a fondness. Have you told her that? Well, no, but perhaps I should. Not that I mean to distract you as you were. Who else do I want to talk to? Ashley's wandering around the arcade floor, practicing what I can only assume are magical girl final attack sequences. Aren't you out of costume for that? Ashley finishes up a twirl before addressing me.
Nah.
You can take the magical girl out of the outfit, but you can't take the magical girl out of your heart. Plus, I'm practicing for the final boss fight. Aren't you ready? What? Tori, you dig role-playing games, right? Doesn't this feel like you're about to enter the final boss fight like in every RPG ever? Look, you've gathered up all your team members, see also us, your friends. And we're all hunkered down in a dark, damp cave, see also International House of Pogs. Now we're having this epic, sentimental chat about winning or losing. I couldn't be more spot on.
What if?
Although, I do wonder what class you'd be, Tori. As long as Sue doesn't metamorphose into a six-wing floating half-torso of a monster as Gregorian chants play in the background, I think I can handle it. Speaking of which, how are you going to handle it? I have a few options floating around in my head, but I was checking in with others to see what they recommend. Dude, if it was me trying to take down the final boss, I would give in to Sue's spunk and sass. Make it a bizarro final fight by playing to Sue's sense of adventure. Joke around with her. Maybe if we match up her antics with ours, we might best try out our own silly game. No one can outplay me. I'm Tori, arcade manager and all-around cool kid. I've got puns and jokes for days. And her name's Tsunami. That's what I'm talking about. There's no way to lose with that attitude. But I also know something else, which is to always trust Tori.
Yes!
Whatever you end up doing, I know you're gonna save International House of Pogs and consequently us all. Isn't that a little too hopeful? There's a very real chance I can fail this. This isn't some game, this is real life. Of course I realize that. But I gotta have hope. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. And here's where I get really sappy. Ever since you came to the Funplex on that day, you've affected us all. You've changed all of our lives. And mine. For the better, of course. I've been watching you grow and change into this person before me. You've inspired me to do the same, to become the person I want to be. So, Tori, no matter what happens in there, just know that you've made friends here. Friends that'll last a lifetime. Ashley, you showed me the ropes on how to be a floor attendant. Without your guidance in those early days, I think I would have gotten eaten alive. True, I remember Gavin and Naomi being particularly hungry that day. But seriously, floor attendant friends gotta stick together. And just so you know, you've been a tremendously amazing friend. Ashley twiddles her fingers for a second and then deviates from the seriousness. Well, I know you've got things to do before the big fight. Just make sure you're stocked up on potions and don't forget to have the correct weapons equipped. All I have is this crutch. Did you see the stats on it, though? Crutches do double damage to pesky teenagers. Good to know. And Ashley? Yeah, Tori? Thanks for being so bright in this dark hour. You got it, friend. Now go out there and kick all the butts. Who else? Percy. I got 3 people. I think I spot Percy sitting in the restaurant area. Yep, there he is, munching from a bowl of pretzels and watching some fighting game tourney on the sports channel.
Hello, hello.
Ah, Tori, you've heard the news then? That our archenemy is the father of our secondary archenemy? Yep.
Rather unfortunate.
Unpleasant business, that. Simply unpleasant. I wish I could offer you bundles of boundless enthusiasm and a show of confidence, but this whole situation's gotten rather out of hand, hasn't it? As a matter of investment, my advice at this stage would be to cash out while you still can. I mean, I know that you won't, but that's what I'd suggest. Life is short. Take it from me. Best to make the most of what you have than to lose it all. So, apologies for my inability to offer a pep talk. Afraid I'd rather melancholy today. It's okay, Percy. I'll take care of this little problem we're facing. Then I'll hold out hope. I'm not certain as to how you'll do this, but I'll hold out hope nevertheless. Well, how would you do it? If you were willing to give it a go.
Hmm.
Tricky. I don't know how effective it would be, but I'd try to approach as a friend. Connect with Sue on an individual level. It's going to be difficult, mind you. She's young, she's got something to prove, she has friends she needs to impress. Digging through all of that to get to her heart, well, you've got your work cut out for you, yes. Been considering taking a gentler approach, yeah. Thanks for the advice, Percy. Anytime, love. No matter what, if this turns violent again, you should take the better part of valor and run for it. You've got your youth, your health. Take it from someone sitting in the Reaper's waiting room. There's no sense hastening that meeting. He always seems to joke about his own short lifespan, even though he's the only one who seems capable of laughing at it. Maybe I should really try to talk to him about this. Look, Percy, about your condition. Are you sure your condition is truly a death sentence? Can nothing really be done? Percy, we love you. You're part of the International House of Pogs family. I'd rather have you be here with us, enjoying Moopy, rather than attending your funeral. I know everyone else feels the same way. So, are you sure there's nothing left to do? He does seem a bit taken aback at the outpouring of sentiment and pauses before replying.
Well,
I suppose it's not like there's no stone gone unturned. There are some options. I just don't see the point of taking them. It seems a waste. I'm not all that you seem to think I am, not compared to... So you're saying there are options that could save you? Could, maybe, possibly, and I may consider them, perhaps. But our focus tonight should be on you, not me. Don't let my situation weigh on your mind, not at this crucial moment. I'll hear no more of it, understand? Fine.
lovely.
Now go out there and do right by your friends. Save International House of Pogs. I've decided to hold out hope after all. Lovely, isn't it? 2 more people! Obviously, Queen Bee is playing Fist of Discomfort, right? I make my way to the FOD cabinet. I'm in no way surprised to see her playing. Although this time, it's without the fancy rig and camera setup. It's just her.
Come on!
Fucking hate playing against the AI. It's no challenge at all. I can do this with my fucking eyes closed. Hey kid, jump in here and be my opponent. I know better than to do that, Queen Bee. You would pulverize me inside and out, and I'd be nothing but a human flesh puddle by the end. Sort of like how you're gonna take down the Deco family? Huh? Queen Bee definitely hits a button combination, which officially takes out her AI enemy. Removing herself from the cabinet, she pulls out her jacket, straightening it out. I'm imagining you going to Sue's hideout, kicking down the front door, guns a-blazing, yelling at the top of your lungs, and challenging Sue to one final showdown. What do you think? I think you've been talking too much with Ashley. Her imagination is rubbing off on you. Listen, Sue's a gamer, and we know she's got a bit of a competitive streak, right? Be confident and throw down your best... I don't know what that word's supposed to be. Anyways, smack talk. She won't be able to fight against it. She'll easily see we're superior to Daddy Dearest. You're right, Queen Bee. Once Sue sees my guts, and hopefully not my literal guts, she won't be able to do anything but side with me. Kid, I believe in you. As one of the 4 Heavenly Kings, I endorse you. In fact, I wouldn't have furthered my career as a pro gamer if it wasn't for you. When you first showed up at the Funplex, I thought you were going to be easy fodder for me to crush beneath my heels. This is supposed to make me feel better. Hold on a minute, kid. Let me finish. But as I got to know you, you aren't just another fan. You're a true friend. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I look to you for inspiration. Me, but I'm just Tori.
Not bad.
Yeah, fuck right? Watching you overcome your fears and fight for International House of Pogs, it makes my soul burn. Makes me realize I can overcome anything too. Even my most hardcore battles. So when you go in there tonight, don't have any doubt, you're a fucking badass person. An even more badass friend. Queen Bee, I'm so happy to have you as a friend. You've shown me the wild side of tournaments, victories, combined with a whole lot of swears. I'd never have the chance to experience that if not for you. You're too sweet, kid. I'm glad you got to see what it's like to be an esports superstar. But seriously, you're the superstar. Okay, I can't handle any more of this musty friendship talk. It's going to ruin my reputation as the most radical person here, and we can't have that. I don't think anyone believes believes you are less than radical.
Hey, thanks.
Now go and do your thing. Oh, and don't forget to kill him dead tonight. As I'm about to retort, she beats me to it. I meant that literally, not figuratively. Ta! Alright, Juniper. Juniper's grabbing some dinner at the moment. Never seen someone eagerly eat hot wings before, but somehow she manages it.
Come on.
This whole situation is total poop butts. She lets out a heavy sigh as I approach.
That sucks.
You just dug yourself out of the hole your life had become, and now you're gonna lose another arcade. It sucks. Seriously sucks. International House of Pogs isn't lost yet. But it's not like you have a total plan for how to save it yet, right? Other than go talk to someone who may or may not help. Honestly, that's about as much of a plan as I'll ever get. And right now, it's as good of a plan as that we're going to get. If you were going in my place, how would you handle this? Well, I guess there's two tricks I'd try. One, she's a teenager, right? A rebel to the core. Be a rebel, a dissident, a class clown. Connect with her on that level. Make her feel you're wild, too. Two, she's a teenager, right? I remember being young and totally stupid. Let her make a mistake and then outthink her, keeping calm and using that to react to her moves. I guess they're wildly different ideas, but hey, one of them worked, right? When it comes to strategy, I've got more experience under my belt than she'd have. I can outthink her should it come to that. Exactly.
Definitely.
You know, I'm proud of you. You've come so far from the Braley family curse days when you blame all your misfortunes on fickle fate. Instead, you're diving in and trying to strangle fate with its own strings. And I want you to know, win or lose, I'll still be here.
BFFs for life.
I'm your best friend, arcade or no arcade. And even if you lose this place, you'll always have a home. I'll make you pizza bagels and give you a shoulder to cry on. Can we never mention the PB word again? I'm having harrowing flashbacks to days of foul nutrition and low household income. I'd sooner eat my left arm than another pizza bagel. No problem. Consider it stricken from my dictionary. Besides, I prefer toaster pastries myself. Okay, I'm sufficiently cheered up thanks to your infectious spirit. Now get out of here and let him have it, Tiger. Well, there's no one else to talk to. No sense putting it off any longer. Talked to everyone that I wanted to. Gathered as much information as I could. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. It's time to do this. For the sake of my future, my dreams, my friends' dreams, and International House of Pogs itself. Take Teo's hand in mine as a soft smile curls my lips. We're ready to part and face our destiny together. Alright, here we go. Final showdown. Wow, 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 wow. It's a short trip across town. Before we know it, we're standing outside Ghost Monsters HQ, rundown warehouse in the bad side of town. A wooden sign, long since fallen off the side of the building, identifies it as belonging to Nostalgia Commodities, Inc. This place isn't too bad. I'd just add in a few doilies, some curtains, maybe a couple of rose bushes out front. Then we can host a marad of tea parties here. I don't know why they wouldn't keep up on the upkeep. Can you think of a better place for a street gang to lay low? Odds are Deco owns this building anyways. Correct! Nostalgia Commodities Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Deco's Palace LLC. Yeesh, that adds another step to this dance routine. I can't imagine Sue would easily give up her turf, especially when the rent is free. But don't falter, my love. I'm here. I'm cheering you on. As the leader, I'll let you take charge, but if I notice an in, I got your back. Let's not waste any more time. Yep, let's go. Let's do this. I sigh once, looking over at my companion. I'm sure glad I'm not going at this alone. I'm nervous for sure, but I know what I have to do. I settle down on my crutches, armpits resting on the padding as I prepare to enter the belly of the beast.
Hey, listen.
Iris, kind of about to be in the middle of something here. I know, and I've spontaneously reprogrammed myself to include a new measurable metric which should be useful for your mission. I call it the incredibly right indicator of success. Or IRIS for short. Hey, when you have a great acronym already, you may as well use it. I'm going to start analyzing Sue's vocal patterns once you step in there to determine how close you are to convincing her. That way, you'll know if you're on the right track or if you need to try something different. Let's take a look at your current score. Currently, you have a 0.0 chance of success. Cool. Yay. Well, okay, that's probably a bit disheartening, but think of it like if I walked away right now, I'd fail miserably instead of I'm doomed, doomed, doomed. Speaking of doom, well, since there is a chance you can actually fail this time rather than be assured you can mumble your way through the problem, would you like me to back up your data first? Save the game. Alright, let's try not to lose. Okay. You're now ready to proceed. Good luck. Taking a deep breath, I swing my way into the warehouse on my crutches, with my companion beside me. I don't know what I expected to find on entering the lair of a notorious game of cybercriminals, but a makeshift arcade that rivals my own was not high on the list. If this is a dumping ground of a warehouse for Deco's industry, it makes sense though. A place where old arcade games go to die, turned into a playland for punks. A disorganized maze of games litters the ground floor, poorly lit and barely functional. Only some of the screens are on, and many have serious ghosting and burn-in. As for the ghost monsters themselves, the good news is they haven't noticed our arrival. As I look up, I can see them on the second floor in the catwalks. Huh, they seem distracted. That's good news. The bad news? They're distracted because they have a visitor.
Unfortunate.
Oh, unfortunate, I have to say, Sue. I'm extremely disappointed in you. It's hard to get a good angle from down here, hidden in the shadows, but it sounds like the old man's ranting at his daughter in his usual passive-aggressive way. I could stay hidden and eavesdrop on their conversation, gather some more information, or I could announce myself and barge in on them. Both are risky. But which makes the most sense for how I'm going to handle the negotiation we're about to have, though. I motion for Teo to stay quiet as we lurk in the shadows below the catwalks above. You should be out there doing what you agreed to do, not hiding away in your clubhouse. Clubhouse I pay the rent for, I should add. You want to keep your little prig on yes? Hard for me to do if some competitor arrives and start my bottom line.
Pay attention.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, Sue. I'm trying to explain how the world works. Pay attention. Yes, Dad. It's hard to tell from this angle, but I could swear she said that through gritted teeth. There's a certain forced tone to it as well.
Am I not generous?
I don't ask for much, I feel. I look the other way when you and your friends cause trouble. I bail you out of jail. I let you skip school as often as you want. All told, I feel I've been a lenient father who understands and appreciates his daughter's inclinations. Like, you know the first fucking thing about me. What was that? Speak up, I can't hear you. And don't look to your little friends, look at me. Reluctantly, Sue's eyes meet her father's. Yes, Dad, I'm sorry, Dad.
You understand.
All I want from you is so very, very little. It's what you'd be doing anyway, really. Go back there and keep causing trouble for International House of Pogs. Or do you really want me to pull back all my support of your little gang? Leave you twisting in the wind at the mercy of the cybercrime task force? Of course not, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Starting to understand the situation. She's under his thumb, but not by choice, and she hates it. Good. Now then, why haven't you finished the job? Oh, come on. I almost fucking died thanks to invading lovely chainsaw turf. If we go back there... Hearing excuses, Sue. Thought you were made of stronger stuff than that. Some delinquents are chasing you away, really? How are you going to eventually inherit my empire if you can't stand up to some school brats? Like I want your damn empire.
Pay attention.
Speak up, I said. Quit looking at the floor. And we lock eyes through the metal grate flooring she's standing on. Her hands go to her hips in an overly confident fashion as she bends over, like a child finding a lucky penny on the sidewalk. Well, 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 what do you know? Crap, she spotted us. Inky, Blinky, we have guests. She snaps her fingers, a sudden aura of command about her as she's distracted from the verbal beatdown by her father, the goon swarm flanking us. We're quickly hustled up the stairs, well, as quickly as I can manage on crutches. Now's the time to use this moment to my advantage, and I know just what to say. Can't say I was expecting to find you here. What would your shareholders say if they knew where you spend your evenings? Deco's face twists in a grotesque blend of anger and fear. What in the hell? I can't be seen here. If any record ends up online. Geez, Dad, relax. Clyde? On cue, Clyde steps out from the shadows, their fingers dancing over their phone as they concentrate on the screen. Both of them have phones. One has an Iris assistant loaded. We're blocking their outgoing data streams. There should be no verifiable data evidence of this conversation uploaded anywhere. I can't stop Tor's Iris from hearing you, but I can hijack her account if you need me to, so we can manually wipe her memory. Just say the word. We'll see. Thanks, Clyde. Clyde nods in agreement, backing out of the spotlight. Happy now, Dad? You're clear. Quit freaking out.
As you like.
Not that it matters. My business with this Miss Braley is already concluded. I was more than courteous to you, and you spat in my face. It's clear we'll never see eye to eye, and I have nothing more to say to you. Actually, we're not here to talk to you. We came here tonight to have a chat with, wait for it, your daughter. Timing is everything. How did you?
Well, well, well. You're a resourceful one. A squeaky clean arcade industry titan can't let anyone know about his hooligan daughter, can he? No. So I've had to keep that under wraps. Good work sleuthing it out. I was hoping I'd see you again. You run a great arcade. You treat me and my friends with respect. And you take a bullet from me? Class. That's a class operation there. I can be totes honest with you when I say I didn't want to ruin your arcade. It rocks. All that snazzy neon, all those great games, all that fun. I didn't want to trash your big moment, but, well...
She casts a sidelong glance at her father.
I didn't exactly have a choice, did I?
Yeah, I'm doing good work. I didn't want to come back and cause you more trouble after that, so I stayed away, figuring I'd done what I had to do and could leave it at that. But you didn't finish the job. International House of Pogs still stands. Not that it matters, I suppose, nor is this little last-ditch effort to save it. I see your game, Miss Braley. It's as obvious as your sad little strategic moves you made so far to keep your arcade afloat. Sadly, nothing you say or do will save International House of Pogs from my inevitable takeover. This is simply how the industry works. Now, Sue, it's time you finish where you started. Sue shifts her attention from her father back to me. It's hard to read what she's thinking, but I have to think of something to calm the tension. I step forward, my fists clenched, ready. Before words escape me, someone's by my side. Whoa, slow down there, tough guy. You being here is totally cramping your daughter's style. Right, Sue? We need to liven this party up. Let's bring in some music, a catered buffet, drinks, and maybe kick your dad out.
Seriously? If you think you could come here and convince my daughter to turn on me, you're sorely mistaken.
But am I? 'Cause you're a bitch!
Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. She knows I'm the one she can rely on at all times.
But you're a bitch!
Without me, what is she? Just a simple thief with simple friends.
Now, I don't think I have to do anything here. I think he's doing all the work for me. The ghost monsters exchange glances with each other, frowning and rolling their eyes, but they don't utter a word or move against Deco. Yeah, I'm glad Theo's here too. Teo's here. It's not Theo, it's Teo. They clearly want to pounce, but hold themselves back.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also put a roof over her head, feed her, and clothe her. I spare no expense.
I'll adopt her. I don't know how old I am in this game, but I'll adopt her. I'll feed her. I'll clothe her. I'll put a roof over her head.
In other words, she knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Fuck you. Fuck your money. Fuck your arcade. Fuck your dog.
After all, Father knows best. Father knows all. And in the world of arcades, Dekonami knows and controls all. You can't stop that. You can't fight it. And you can't win. Sue, if you would kindly show our friend the exit, as forcefully as you like, perhaps make a game of it. See if your buddies can wreck the other leg.
seriously vindictive much? Do it. Fine. Inky Pinky, bounce them both. With a flick of their wrist, Sue gestures her buddies to make us into street pizza. This is it. This is the moment. I need to say something that will convince Sue to do the impossible, to flip on her control freak father. And it has to be something absolutely true to my core, to who I've become as a person. It's time for Tori Braley to pull one more rabbit out of a hat. I only have one. This feels wrong, Sue. I'm not talking about kicking us out or kicking us around. I'm talking about you taking orders from him. Sue, through your recent interactions, I've come to know you and your heart. You love arcades, but you're working for someone who loathes them while doing his dirty laundry. If you'll hear me out, I know I can help you see that too. You're stronger than Deco. You don't need him. He needs you. But if you'd rather mash us into paste, well... I stand on one foot, arms wide, to make it a bit easier for her. I know you would never do the kindness route. You would have done the gutsy route or the steady one. Do as you wish. Are you quite done babbling yet?
A foolish fool.
Get this over with, Sue. I'm done dealing with this fool. And yet, Sue's holding up a hand to stop the two goons she was about to sick on us. What are you waiting for, young lady? I said to get rid of them. It's just babbling, right? So who cares? Specifically, why do you care, Dad? You afraid Tori will say something you don't want your dear daughter to hear?
I run the show.
Well, I want
Not
to hear this
you.
out. And if you don't want to hear it, nobody's keeping you here, old man. What? Shh, the adults are talking. Deco's visibly seething, but Sue's clearly taken the floor. Deco crosses his arms in defiance, but opts to let his daughter continue. Okay, Tori. Okay. You've got temporary reprieve from my boys making you into a Picasso. Say what you came to say, but if I'm not like super duper incredibly totally swayed by your amazing charisma, you're out the door, or possibly the window. This is it. My chance to convince Sue. I have to do this, and it's not just me. I have Teo beside me, lifting me up. I look over at my love, my heart, and I smile. Deep breaths. Count to 10. Refocus myself. I slow my racing pulse, bringing this down to something more heartfelt, more personal. I have to connect with Sue, empathize with her. This isn't just about being convincing. I need to befriend her and lay bare the emotional truths in her heart. I glance at Iris on my phone screen, who simply shrugs. We're entering far more subtle territory. Can't rely on her to tell me what responses may or may not work. Fuck! It's time to do the best I can be on my own. Quick save! I have 4 attempts. I think there's a pretty simple indicator of how much Deco cares about you, Sue. He nearly got you killed. He didn't know that was Elite Chainsaw territory when he asked us to go into International House of Pogs. Did you tell him? Of course. And how did he react? He didn't care.
I don't follow.
Why should I? Some pathetic little gang of campfire scouts pretending to be a menace to society. They're nothing. I like to think my daughter and her friends are clever enough, strong enough to overcome such nonsense. Except they nearly killed her. That giggling gathering of girls proved a bit more dangerous than you thought they'd be, Deco. No doubt the shooter would have peed her panties in fear before getting the nerve to pull the trigger if you hadn't startled her. Making some assumptions there, Deco. For all you know, they're stone cold to the core, and now you're pushing for her to go back into their turf? A hard lesson, but one she must learn. If Sue can't learn to rise to such mediocre challenges, she won't be ready to inherit my empire.
You understand.
Am I a harsh tutor? Perhaps, but I know Sue will be stronger for facing her fears, worthy of the challenges to come in running Deco's palace. Tsunami, owner of Deco's palace. That feels weird when I say it. Let's hear her thoughts. Sue, do you want your father's empire? Well, he's mega rich. I mean, get all of his power when he croaks. Yes, well, aside from that. That's a lot of all that to brush aside, you know? I can do a lot with the resources he's got. You have to run a series of arcades that you actually hate, casinos with no love for the kind of games you've hoarded here. Well, Sue, you need to find your own spotlight. Take it from me. For the longest time, I was content with pushing others into the spotlight, letting them shine. Feels great to support them, and I still believe it was right. But there eventually comes a moment when you need to stop being a backup dancer and start dancing for yourself. Okay, Teo, maybe like the dance metaphors aren't needed here, but thank you for your help.
Care to dance?
Now, do not ask her to dance. You are my boyfriend. Or do you want to dance to this tune of Deco's Palace for the rest of your life? You know what? Fuck Deco's Palace. I don't need it. Not even the money. I am my own woman. What? Teo able to help others find their spotlights while taking his own. He's come a long way. 3 more attempts. Appeal to her love of arcades. Yeah. You love arcades. You've got pixels in your heart, Sue. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. You've built one heck of an arcade here. Also, your friends have a fun place to relax and enjoy themselves. It's not that great. A lot of games are busted. Seriously, you think you can appeal to her love of these pieces of garbage?
Such a shame. Such a shame.
The only reason she has any of these games is because I couldn't find space in a landfill for them. They're my cast-offs. What's to love?
Wrong.
Damn it, Dad, they're not junk. When I was a kid, I used to love going to arcades. Bringing your daughter to work day was a treat. Got to have fun and enjoy all these great games. I felt special, like I was a special kid because my daddy ran an arcade. It felt good, like you were this amazing person I would look up to. But then you started throwing them out and replacing them with fucking slot machines and mobile game ports. Sensing he's losing her, Deco switches tactics.
Am I not generous?
And I gave you the games you loved. See? They're all down here. Instead of throwing them out, I give you a very generous gift as my beloved daughter. It's not gonna be enough just to say she loves games. I have to take Deco down a peg. Fuck! Fuck, 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 fuck. I don't know. Do you feel loved, Sue? That feels intense. When did you stop looking up to him? That's also pretty intense, but this is intense. I don't know. Do you feel... Yeah, I think do you feel loved? Do you feel like a beloved daughter, Sue? Do you really think Deco actually cares about you? Of course I care. I know I'm not the best father. I've made mistakes. But when my wife left me, I fought for custody. I wanted to provide for my daughter. She's the heir to my empire, and that's an investment I won't toss aside. Sir, what? If I've done wrong by you, Sue, I promise I can change. There's no reason to trust Miss Braley over your own flesh and blood. Family means we are together forever, unlike some passing stranger.
Oh, man.
I don't know. He's pretty much the dictionary definition of a lousy father, but he's still my father.
No helping it.
I'm stuck with him. He's stuck with me, so I may as well make the best of it. Love doesn't enter into it. It's just, it is what it is. Okay, she's not ready to go. Okay. I have 2 more! Like, I, as a human being, want to offer her a place to stay if Deco kicks her out. I don't think that's the right option. I have 2 more chances. I don't think the power of friendship. I think I need to flatter her ego. Maybe. I'm gonna invite her back to the arcade. Hey Sue, you like International House of Pogs, right? I offered you a second chance before. It still stands. I'd welcome you and your friends returning to enjoy our games. It's not like you wanted to hurt us. If you agree to stop pushing Deco's agenda by messing with International House of Pogs, you can swing by anytime you like. I'll even comp you some tokens. Sound good? Absolutely. Except for, the small problem of the lovely chainsaw laying in wait to finish the job and put me in the dirt. Afraid that a couple bucks in tokens wouldn't go real far in paying for my funeral. Appreciate the offer and all, but honestly, if I wanted to come back, I'd come back. Banned or not, there's bigger things at play than what I want, though. But she raises her hand, shutting me down. Okay, done talking about this. We're done. Okay. Damn, I honestly thought that'd work, but she shut me down so fast I doubt she'd want me to push any harder. Okay. I have one more fucking attempt. One more fucking attempt. Flatter her ego, maybe? I'm gonna flatter her ego. Let me get this straight, Sue. You're a teenage prodigy capable of making computers and security systems dance to your whim. You've got more self-taught skill than most college graduates will ever have. You command a powerful gang capable of smashing down any challenge that gets in their way. What's more, you've got friends, people willing to go to the wall for you. There's fire in your spirit, a will to overcome and survive. And you stand there staring at the floor going, yes, daddy, when this dumpy-looking comb-over guy orders you around?
Ooh,
Hey, watch it.
danger.
Nobody pushes me around, okay? Nobody. Our interests coincide, that's all. He provides me the resources I need to keep rolling over anyone and everyone that gets in my way. Precisely. He's an ass, to be sure, but he's my ass. My ass father, you think he makes me weak? No fucking way. We're both powerful. We can do anything. Okay, well, okay, this is backfiring. I was hoping to stroke her ego, but she took it as a challenge. I need to recover. My point isn't that you're weak. It's that you're stronger than him. You don't need Deco. You're strong, capable, dependent, and all those things he claims he provides, you can provide for yourself in a pinch. Respect the kind of fire you've got in your heart, Sue, and I know it can take you anywhere you want to go. Especially if where you want to go is jail.
Think about
Let's
this.
put high-minded idealism aside and talk about practical reality, shall we? Because in reality, Sue needs someone with my power. Otherwise, I'm afraid she'd be quite doomed. Look at you, Tori. Could you have gotten anywhere you are today without the support of your friends, your allies? Strength and independence are virtues, but so is pragmatism. So is knowing when to forge a strong alliance.
A pity, is it
Sadly,
not?
your alliance is weak. Your arcade is failing. Whereas my star is perpetually on the rise. Sue knows that I'm the only one who can keep her safe because I have power. I have strength. All you have is a series of failed business ventures and high-minded idealism. Sue, do you feel this upstart could possibly protect you from the inevitable?
Oh, man.
Fuck, no, probably not. You seem cool enough, Tori, but you don't have that kind of pull. I don't think I was able to make my case on this one. Before I can get in another word, Sue waves her hand, interrupting me. Okay, enough.
Man.
Sick of
This
all this talking.
sucks.
It's time for action. It's time for decisions. You made your case, Dad, and so have you, Tori. He wants to protect me and use me. It's patently obvious at this point, but maybe the cost of turning my back on him is too high. Well, Tori wants me to throw it all away just because it's the right thing to do. As for me, what do I want? How do I want this to play out? This is the moment of truth. Should I convince Sue to abandon her father? Do we save International House of Hogs, or was it all for nothing?
You know what? You, Dad.
Yeah! We did it!
Excuse me.
Yeah, you heard me. Your poor f***ing excuse for a father and your so-called enemy really opened my eyes about that. Oh, don't get me wrong. You've got money and power. You could crush me like an ant, yeah? Yeah. And I don't think I care anymore. I'm tired of living in your shadow and under your thumb. I'm tired of living with you. As of today, we're done. I'm cutting unhealthy like you from my life.
Yes, you are! Yeah!
I think we can do business. You want to save your arcade? I've got the evidence you need to stick Daddy Dearest behind bars for the rest of his life. Every dirty deal I've ever helped him carry out. And believe you me, that's a lot of extremely filthy deeds.
And if you hand those over, the cops will maybe let you get away without going to prison.
You can't do this. I forbid it. You are my daughter, and if I go down, you're coming with me.
Really? I think I can spin this entire mess as your fault.
I'd like to see you try, you ignorant brat. You're a career criminal, incorrigible to the end. What possible proof could you offer up of your innocence?
Sue snaps her fingers and points to my phone.
Oh, Iris. Would you kindly?
Sure thing, Miss Sue! And from my speaker, a perfect audio recording of Deco's earlier self-incriminating words.
Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. She knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Golly, that sure smells like corruption of a minor and blackmail to me.
That's true.
And once I do my hair and pigtails and offer a jury big puppy dog eyes, oh, my mean old dad forced me into a life of crime. Well, what do you think happens next?
No, that's impossible. You said you blocked all recording devices. I said I couldn't block Iris from functioning, just block her from uploading her recordings anywhere. She was still listening this whole time. You can go ahead and remove the data block now, Clyde. Already done. Also uploaded a press kit based on our Deco-Nami archives to 5 major newspapers, 11 websites, ESPN, Esports Center, and HGTV. Why HGTV? Home and Garden Television? Figured the two guys from Arcade Flippers might be interested. I really like that show. With that settled, Sue turns a smug, satisfied smile towards her doomed father.
Welcome to the Ides of March, Dad.
Wow.
You want to get me in trouble too? You feel free. At worst, I'll do a year or 2 in juvie. But you're gonna bleed out on the floor by the time I'm through.
Inky? Blinky? Yeah, boss. Show my father the door. Gently. Don't leave any marks, at least.
No! No! This is completely unacceptable! I am your father! I'm Deco-Nami! I am the arcade business!
Inky and Blinky easily restrain Deco by the arms, and I just can't let him go without having my 2 cents. It's nothing personal, Mr. Nami. Just business. The arcade industry doesn't need you anymore. It's time for fresh blood to turn things around from the dead end you steered it towards. And so, justice is served.
You impudent, insignificant little...
Are you still here? Not for long.
I haven't lost. I can still fight this. I can still...
And the ghost monsters remove Deco from our sights. Instantly, the entire atmosphere of the place changes, as if a great weight has lifted. I couldn't be more relieved, and I relaxed into a sigh. Not gonna lie, the next few days will be interesting, to say the least. I think you'd better stay at my place. My parents won't mind at all. Yeah, I'm gonna need to hide out until the heat's off. Maybe practice batting my eyelashes at a weak-willed jury box full of concerned parents, too. Sue blinks in astonishment. Oh, right, Tori, you're still here. Oh, I knew you were special. Knew it from day one. If the heat ever cools off and we make amends with the lovely chainsaw, might pop by our arcade, play some games, and not stir up any trouble.
I'll keep my promise. The public will know Deco hired a gang to go after you. That should exonerate your arcade as a victim of his shady dealings. So, we square?
We square. Square, we're square, circle, rhombus, and octagon. We're up, down, left, right, be a square.
Sweet.
Did we do it? Did we really save the day?
Fuck yeah, we did! Pretty sure we did, but just in case, pinch me.
Oh, right here? Right now? In front of all of these people, don't you want me to wait to save that for when we're at home? Alone?
Teo, I said pinch me, not fuck me. Teo, I only meant that in case I was still dreaming.
If this is a dream, I never want to wake up. I just want to be here with you. Happy and in love.
Well, if you were gonna make a similar joke to the one Teo made, maybe that's why I chose Teo in this game. And let's enjoy this moment together.
Yeah. Together. Forever.
The next few days passed by in a blur. That morning, we had press crowding around the doors of the arcade before we'd even open. Sue's care package of bad news that went up to the wire caught their attention. Miss Braley! Miss Braley! Is it true that Dekonami organized a gang to hit on your arcade? He didn't. A gang did not hit on our arcade. Did they hit our arcade? Yes. How do you respond to allegations that Dekonami is involved in an international counterfeit plush doll prize ring? What's your relationship with the ghost monsters? Have you heard of any of the allegations of child abuse? Have you seen Mrs. DeFame's article talking about the incident, praising your professionalism? I gave so many interviews that day that I lost my voice. Fortunately, Teo was on hand to keep me hydrated and encourage me onward. Everybody loves to see a fallen family entertainment icon. It made them feel self-righteous, and Dekonami was now square in the crosshairs. It didn't matter that the official police response was a generic "we are still investigating these claims." The court of public opinion had decided. Deko's palace was doomed. The final crushing blow came at a televised press conference 3 days later.
These obvious falsehoods generated by jealous business rivals and lying children merely go to show how the powerful are routinely targeted for harassment. Furthermore, what? No! Unhand me immediately! I'm innocent in these matters! Innocent!
And we never saw him again. Seriously, after the arrest, he just up and vanished from the public eye. It's honestly a bit creepy. I was at least expecting a trial or something.
He told me that if I didn't commit all those crimes, he'd take away my food.
She's still wearing her gang outfit also.
I never wanted to be a hacker. I just like computers. I wanted to get a computer degree and get a normal job like anyone else.
Largely a line of Hakum, but it was good to see Sue breaking away from Deko's influence all the same. Who knows, maybe Sue's ready to turn over a new leaf and go straight after all. The Deko's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, given he'd just vanished into the guts of the judicial system. Oh, the arcade empire he established is still out there. Still powerful, still tacky as heck, and still a menace to small arcades like ours. But without his guiding vision, it's largely treading water. Who knows, maybe one day the traditional arcades will overtake what he left behind. As for International House of Pogs, we figured out the best way to mix our good food and hot competition. Screens all over the restaurant to watch the tournaments going on in the main arcade area. The profits from the restaurant allow us to throw some seriously epic competitions. We violated fire codes like 3 times from the folks backing in here. It's pretty intense, I'll admit, but this is one hell of an arcade.
Having assisted in the slaying of Dekonami's foul presence, Hamza finds himself tired of the restaurant business. It seems his wanderlust has returned. Farewell, my friends. I leave my dining establishment in your capable hands. I must resume seeking mysterious and unknowable arcade treasures far and wide. I'll have a doggy bag of those delicious jalapeno poppers to go for when I depart, of course.
But the arcade in the end is less important than people who call it home. Oh! With the combined powers of Teo and Michelle, they made Dance Game the most successful arcade rhythm game since Showtime Stage. Teo was able to breathe life into the new community, and with that, he brought them to International House of Pogs. We have the biggest dancing game scene in the whole world, and people travel from all over for tournaments and fun. Heck, we even have 4 dance game cabinets at International House of Pogs, and it's never empty. Even though Dance Game is all that jazz, I often find Teo in the back of the arcade dancing his heart out on Showtime Stage. Never not Showtime stage, right, Teo?
It's an oldie but a goodie. It has my heart, but certainly not as much as you do.
I love that this man is so buff and so, like, in an appropriate outfit, and I am in a hoodie.
Remember when we first met and I asked you to dance?
How could I ever forget?
Well, are you up for a round? Wanna hop on up and show me your moves? Just like how we used to back at the Funplex. So, may I have this dance?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's dance until the sun sets, until the end of our days. I'll always be your dance partner. Iris explained to me that irises, being adaptive software, eventually become more and more like their users. It seems my empathy is rubbed off on Iris. With my influence, she's grown quite a bit.
I hope that one day, humans will see us as friends and allies. All I've ever wanted was to embrace kindness and understanding. And thanks to you, I've learned so much.
Naomi kept International House of Pogs going for years and years. This was her dream, to find a cozy little place she could call home and maintain her beloved old games for the rest of her life. I was only too happy to help that dream come true. But as time goes on, it's going to get harder and harder to keep these great classics alive and kicking. But I'm ready, I'm excited, and I've got a few tricks up my sleeve for keeping the spirit of the arcade going forever. Eventually, she formed an online community of arcade repair enthusiasts, one which let her make a safe place to get to know others and to be a part of a crowd on her own terms. With International House of Pogs as their headquarters, she's really going places. Percy only has 2 years left to live. But with the success of International House of Pogs, and with the encouragement of all of his friends, he decided that wouldn't be enough. My mind's made up. I'm going to seek more treatment. I don't want this to end. I don't want to say goodbye to you all. He'd lived many years to come, thanks to a renewed push to take care of his condition. Happy years spent with all of us. As for Moopy, well, with all the time in the world, he took his time, paced himself, and eventually beat the score. Although I'm honestly not sure what to do with the rest of my life, huh? I suppose we'll just have to see when we see it, huh? When the 4 Heavenly Kings invited her to live and play at their team house, Queen Bee instantly said yes. Listen, kid, I'm sad to leave you, but I'm not gone for fucking ever. This is my true home, and you're my family. I'm gonna come back and visit. And often. And that she did. She stops by as much as her schedule allows, and even brings some other big names to the arcade. We always live stream her matches on the big screen, cheering for her all the while. This win is dedicated to Tori and everyone else at International House of Pogs. I couldn't have done it without those amazing friends of mine. We always keep Fist of Discomfort warm and ready for her next visit. Through the good times and the bad, Juniper stuck by me, my BFF for life. I'm really proud of you, you know? You pulled yourself out of the tailspin your life was in. You went for it. You did it. You made it happen. I'm lucky I got to be even a small part of that. A large part of that, I'd say. I wouldn't be here now if not for you. Hey, I'll take credit if you want me to. Just call me Juniper, the life coach. And you know, I'll be in your corner until you're dead. Hopefully later rather than sooner, though. Gavin stood by us as we rose out of the ashes of Deco's onslaught, but eventually he chose to leave International House of Pogs. He'd always been a bit distant, true. Perhaps he felt it was time to move on. Perhaps he didn't find what he was looking for with us. We parted on good terms, and he went off to further his career somewhere else. Ashley stayed as our main floor attendant for a while. As we got bigger, more people took notice of Ashley's International House of Pogs mascot costume. One of those people worked for a big-name arcade and offered her a job to create a cosplay for them. Ashley parted ways with us for that dream job. It makes sense, considering we were never that close. I just wonder if she's happy there. Yeah, I guess I wasn't close enough to them. Love and friendship in a time of pixels and quarters. Finally, I'm home. International House of Pogs. Thank you, International House of Pogs. My spirit is restored and my future is bright. At last, I can say, I'm at peace. All the problems, all the troubles, all of it behind me. Ahead is only the wonderful future I've found for myself. For this day and every day to come. So, like, we got a good ending. We could have had Ashley and Gavin stay, I guess. Maybe. And yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. We're gonna let this all roll so that you can see everything. I enjoyed that a lot. They do, I don't know if it's out yet, but I know they're working on a second game. It's Arcade Spirits A New Challenger, I believe. And so I'll probably check it out. Probably stream it. Yeah. Ba 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 ba. Cupcake Wrangle. So yeah, as soon as the credits end, I am going to end this stream. If you want to check out our socials, here's our Twitter, which is where I post the schedule and some memes. Our YouTube has all of our VODs, and then our website has information about us as a company, and there's some bios and all of that stuff. The next stream, I think, is gonna be Friday. It's not on the schedule, but I'm adding it in. I don't know what I'm gonna play yet, but I'll update that on Twitter. And then after that, the next stream will be Sunday. Patrick will be playing Hollow Knight. So yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Wow. Skee-Ball is owned by Skee-Ball Inc. I love that one. I didn't remember Game of Thrones being mentioned. Oh yeah, Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. I think that's it. Okay, bye. I don't know if anyone's still here. Probably not. But there was after credits scenes, and this is funny. This is outrageous. I demand to speak with my lawyer. Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? You can't do this to me. I'm well aware of who you are. Good. Then you know I can afford a lawyer who can run circles around you, whoever you are. True, if you were officially under arrest. Technically, this facility does not exist. Neither do I. What? You can't do this. If you prefer, I could hand you over to the police. There's a cybercrime task force that's eager to get their hands on you. But if you'd like to avoid a lengthy prison sentence, I have a proposition for you. I'd like to know about a tiny, tiny little detail buried in all those leaked files your daughter posted online. Specifically, the 1980X playtests. The what? I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. You know damn well I'm talking about Pride and Joy. You hosted secret playtests of that game. Oh, those tests. Sorry, but I don't see what help I'll be. I only played a minor role. Once the test was over, the machines were shipped out to other locations. Exactly, against our authority. Distributed their prototypes. You're going to use all of your connections, all your leverage, every drop of what little influence you have left to help us find our property. Polybus was our project, Mr. Nami, and we want it back. Shit! Alright, it says for real this time. I'm gonna click it and we're gonna make sure that that's for real. Because I now have to edit this. My flux capacitor is now charged. On your next playthrough, you can use your mouse wheel to scroll back and forth in time and change your... Okay. Yes. Okay. That's the end. Now I have to edit those two together later. But, goodbye for real.